Letter 11 of Letters from Egypt by Lady Lucie Duff Gordon. Read for LibriVox.org into the public domain. To Sir Alexander Duff Gordon, Cairo, April 13, 1863. Dearest Alec, you will have heard from my mother of my ill luck, falling sick again. The fact is that the spring in Egypt is very trying, and I came down the river a full month too soon. People do tell such lies about the heat. Today is the first warm day we have had. Till now I have been shivering, and Sally too. I have been out twice, and saw the holy Mahmal rest for its first station outside the town. It is a deeply affecting sight, all those men prepared to endure such hardship. They halt among the tombs of the Khalifa, such a spot. Omar's eyes were full of tears, and his voice shaking with emotion as he talked about it and pointed out the Mahmal and the Sheikh el Gemel, who leads the sacred camel, naked to the waist with flowing hair. Muslim piety is so unlike what Europeans think it is, so full of tender emotions, so much more sentimental than we imagine, and it is wonderfully strong. I used to hear Omar praying outside my door while I was so ill, "O God, make her better. O my God, let her sleep," as naturally as we should say, "I hope she'll have a good night." The Sultan's coming is a kind of riddle. No one knows what he wants. The Pasha has ordered all the women of the lower classes to keep indoors while he is here. Arab women are outspoken, and might shout out their grievances to the great Sultan. April 15. I continue to get better slowly, and in a few days will go down to Alexandria. Omar is gone to Boulak to inquire the cost of a boat, as I am not fond of the railroad, and have a good deal of heavy baggage, cooking utensils, etc., which the railway charges enormously for. The black slave girl, sent as a present to the American Consul General, is as happy as possible, and sings quaint, soft little Kordofan songs all day. I hope you won't object to my bringing her home. She wails so terribly when Omar tells her she is not my slave, for fear I should leave her, and insists on being my slave. She wants to be a present to Rainey, the little Cit, and laughs out so heartily at the thought of her. She is very quiet and gentle, poor little savage, and the utter slavishness of the poor little soul quite upsets me. She has no will of her own. Now she has taken to talking, and tells all her woes and how bad everyone was at Khartoum, and then she rubs her little black nose on my hand, and laughs so merrily, and says all is quies ketir, very good here, and she hugs herself with delight. I think Rainey will like her very much. I am going to visit an old Muslim French painter's family. He has an Arab wife and grown-up daughters, and is a very agreeable old man with a store of Arab legends. I am going to persuade him to write them and let me translate them into English. The Sultan goes away today. Even water to drink has been brought from Constantinople. I hear that from Hekekian Bey, who formerly owned the eunuch who is now Kislar Agassi to the Sultan himself. Hekekian had the honour of kissing his old slave's hand. If anyone tries to make you believe any bosh about civilization in Egypt, laugh at it. The real life and the real people are exactly as described in the most veracious of books, The 1001 Nights. The tyranny is the same, the people are not altered, and very charming people they are. If I could but speak the language I could get into Arab society here through 2 or 3 different people, and see more than many Europeans who have lived here all their lives. The Arabs are keenly alive to the least prejudice against them, but when they feel quite safe on that point they rather like the amusement of a stranger. Omar devised a glorious scheme, if I were only well and strong, of putting me in a Takhterawan and taking me to Mecca in the character of his mother, supposed to be a Turk. To a European man, of course, it would be impossible, but an enterprising woman might do it easily with a Muslim confederate. Fancy seeing the pilgrimage! In a few days I shall go down to Alexandria. If it makes me ill again I must return to Europe or go to Beirut. I can't get a boat under £12, thus do the Arabs understand competition. The owner of boats said so few were wanted, times were bad on account of the railway, etc., he must have double what he used to charge. In vain Omar argued that that was not the way to get employment. Malish, never mind, and so I must go by rail. Is that not Eastern? Up the river, where there is no railroad, I might have had it at half that rate. All you have ever told me, as most Spanish in Spain, is in full vigour here, and also I am reminded of Ireland at every turn. The same causes produce the same effects. Today the Khamseen is blowing and it is decidedly hot, quite unlike the heat at the Cape. This is close and gloomy, no sunshine. Although the climate is far less bright than I expected, very, very inferior to the Cape. Nevertheless, I heartily agree to the Arab saying, "He who has drunk Nile water will ever long to drink it again," and when a graceful woman in a blue shirt and veil lifts a huge jar from her shoulder and holds it to your lips with a hearty smile and welcome, it tastes doubly sweet. Alhamdulillah! Sally says all other water is like bad small beer compared to sweet ale after the Nile water. When the Khamseen is over, Omar insists on my going to see the tree and the well where Satina Miriam rested with Sayyidna Isa in her arms during the flight into Egypt. It is venerated by Christian and Muslim alike, and is a great place for feasting and holiday making out of doors, which the Arabs so dearly love. Do write and tell me what you wish me to do. If it were not that I cannot endure not to see you and the children, I would stay here and take a house at Abbasiyeh in the desert, but I could not endure it. Nor can I endure this wandering life much longer. I must come home and die in peace if I don't get really better. Write to Alexandria next. End of letter 11. Read by Sabella Denton. All LibriVox files are in the public domain. For more information, please visit LibriVox.org.